what exactly you need to get for these amazing they're not red peppers, stuffed keto-friendly peppers. So, with that being said, one of the first things that you need is you're going to need to get to the vegetable section and find you an onion or some cut up onions for you. I personally prefer the cut up onions and the cut up vegetables because it's so much easier. But for anybody who's a purist, this might not be the best thing for you. What you need are some peppers. I personally like the brightly colored peppers, like the yellows, the oranges. I don't really like the green. Next, you'll be needing some chives, which come in these nice organic little fresh packets. But if you want to get some others, let me show you some that you can store longer. So I found these chives today, which would make life a lot easier because you could store them longer and they don't have to get spoiled in the fridge. So it's just between your decision if you want fresh ones or ones that can last a little bit longer. Anybody who really wants to add some flavor to their water and get some electrolytes, I really recommend the Propel brand, and they're always on sale, $2.49 at my local store. This is my favorite flavor. For some reason, I don't really like the vitamin boost ones. They have this weird aftertaste, but I really like the kiwi strawberry. Another thing you'll be needing to make this recipe great are some crushed tomatoes. These are really big cans. They also have some small ones as well. So I'm probably just going to get one for another day because I have a giant one that I already have in my pantry. But if you have a smaller family or just you, this size is probably great. Something that I've recently started adding to my cauliflower rice are these chicken broths. So you should get you some. It'll season it very well and add some moisture. It won't be as dry, but it also won't be mushy either. You don't have to get the chicken broth. You can also get vegetable broth as well. But hey, this is all they have right now. You also want to make sure you get yourself some oil. You can get yourself some extra virgin olive oil or some avocado oil as well. That could work. I usually use avocado. Also, if you would like to grease your pan, you could use some sprayed oils as well, and they're always on sale too. Oil can be helpful too for spraying the pan. It's all avocado too. As far as seasonings, I recommend turmeric. I also recommend, you can have it here, curry as well. I recommend curry. I use this all the time too. They're out of the Caribbean jerk, but I recommend this too. And also the vegetable garden seasoning. If you can't find one, you can always get this roasted garlic herb, or you can try the perfect pinch of supreme salad option. It's good too. And I'm going to grind up my frozen cauliflower. I like the green giant one personally. Isn't in stock currently, but they have some other options. They have the cauliflower with lemon garlic. They have the cauliflower roasted broccoli. They have broccoli, and then they have the plain one. One that I like is the garden vegetable one, and they don't seem to have it with vegetable and plain. Anyway, I get it from Walmart sometimes. Other thing that I really love is tzatziki sauce. Now you can buy this brand or whatever brand you prefer. It's really good because it only has, how many carbs? 2. So that's really low carb and it adds flavor to your salad. Moving on to dairy. I personally, this is the one that I get. Where is it? That's the one that I get. The almond milk vanilla flavor I get. And to make the stuffed peppers, you can just get yourself some coconut milk. I already put them in the cart, but I'm just showing you guys that it's readily available in every grocery store. Now moving forward to the butter and cheese section, I just decided to pick up some real butter because my cousin was telling me that there's issues with all these fake hydrogenated oils. Another thing that I'm going to be adding to my stuffed peppers are some sour cream on the side. It tastes really good. I recommend the daisy bread, but there's so many options, you don't have to pick this one. But as far as the macros, only 1 carbohydrate per 2 tablespoons, so you're not really going to be losing much here by adding that nice little condiment. The cheese, I added this to my peppers. They taste really good. Here are the macros, just 2 carbohydrates per 1/4 cup. So, again, this is really great to be a low carbohydrate dinner. Oh my gosh, guys, I wanted to show you guys my favorite liquid drink beverages. So anybody who loves sparkling water and adds a little flavor to it, I recommend the Cherries Limon and the Pina Fresse. These are really great substitutes to soda. I drink one every day. For those who are lazy and don't want to make their own drinks, they sell the propels in bottled form. I personally don't like them, but this is an option for you if you really don't have time in the morning to just grab them out. To be mixing the propel packets together, I recommend that you get one of these bottle shakers. It really helps to mix everything up so that you don't spill anything. These are really big. I like this size, the smaller size, as opposed to the larger one. But nonetheless, this is an option for you. Disney movie here. They keep playing Disney songs. It's so cute. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys the vegetarian ground meat option that you can get, which is the Untitled Chapter ground. Morning bar also has some little veggie fillers, pickles that you can choose to add as well. Let's see if there's any other. There's the buffalo veggie pickles that you can add. Let's see. Is there any other garden? Nope, that's about it. I just wanted to show you guys the burgers that I eat every day. Why is so the cheese brothers are really gonna have a burger every day and make cheeseburgers out of. So that's about it, guys. I'm about to pay, and then we'll come back to my apartment. So we'll be going back to my apartment, and then I'm going to be showing you how I make my vegetarian keto-friendly stuffed peppers that are so delicious. For anybody wondering which grocery store I'm at Acme. But you really can go to any grocery store. Sure, be told. Or Walmart or Target to get all these items. Finished putting away most of my groceries from Acme, and now it's time to get ready to cook with me. So what am I going to be making today? I am going to be making stuffed peppers. Now typically stuffed peppers are stuffed with meat and rice. However, you know that I am a keto vegetarian, so I am going to switch things up a bit and going to be making it with some meat substitutes and some fried cauliflower rice to make it low carb and vegetarian friendly. So if you would like to find something different to add to your dinner or your lunch, stuffed peppers, if you still want to maintain a vegetarian lifestyle or a low carb lifestyle, I highly recommend that you stay tuned and come and cook with me. So I already took you shopping, and now it is time to cook. Stay tuned, and I hope you really enjoy it. In the meantime, you know what I'm gonna say. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with friends and family so that they can become well-informed just like you. All right, guys, so to get started, what are you going to need? So as far as the peppers, of course, you'll be needing some peppers. You're also going to be needing some onions. Now, the recipe calls for chopped up peppers as well. These are the crushed tomatoes. These are the chives that I got. I had these already from Wegmans. However, I showed you all the options that are available at Acme. But then coconut milk, I showed you the option that was available at Acme. Rice, cauliflower, that I like to use, which is a cauliflower medley. However, there's multiple different options that you can use. So essentially, you need 4 packs of the rice cauliflower, 1 pack of the ground meat substitute. You need some chopped up peppers and some crushed tomatoes. You need some chopped up onions. along with some chives, the peppers, now the coconut milk, some cheese. So some other things that you'll be needing, of course, are your cookware. So you're definitely going to need a giant wok to cook the amount of cauliflower that we're cooking in this recipe. Nice pan to do your sauteing. And then you'll also be needing a cutting board to chop up the peppers. So as far as the seasoning that I'll be using my trusted Knorr tomate that I use to cook everything with. I'll also be adding some turmeric to my cauliflower. I will also be utilizing the Grill Mates Maple Barbecue option as far as seasoning for the ground beef. You also will be needing some smoked paprika to add some spice to things. And of course, you know the MVP, but Cameroon pepper, that seems to get me every time. So if you hear me sneezing, you already know that that's what I was using. And finally, you'll be needing some curry. Sorry guys, I forgot. This is the jerk seasoning that you'll also be needing. Alright guys, so the first thing that you want to do is to oil the pan. But I decided to put it in one of these because it's just easier to pour. It doesn't come out like a garden hose, you know, which is nice. And so you can just like spread it however you want. You already know, I don't measure anything. Gather your cauliflower. So we need to cook the cauliflower and the meat at the same time, and we can put this on medium. I put it on number 6 on my stove. So I always say that you should give credit where credit is due. So I did want to say that I got this recipe from Ella Vegan on Instagram, and it's originally a vegan recipe. However, because I wanted to add my vegetarian spin to it, I changed some of the ingredients, I changed some of the spices. So it is definitely inspired by Ella Vegan, so you can check him or her out on Instagram. While the cauliflower is cooking, I am going to cut the lids off of the bell peppers. To explain what I did. So of course you want to make sure that you get the stickers off of the pepper because nobody wants to eat plastic. And then you want to rinse the pepper. Once the pepper is rinsed, you take a knife, be careful, and then you literally just decapitate it. And then you want to get the seeds out because you don't want anyone to have to eat those seeds. And you just grab them and toss. The rice cauliflower has essentially been completely disintegrated, which is great. So now it is time to add my favorite seasonings. And if you've seen my other videos, I honestly am going to make it the same exact way that I normally do, except for one added ingredient, these chicken broth stuff. So that was the Knorr tomate. And then I add the turmeric. It will add some curry. You wanted to know. This is Cameroon pepper. And this is the garden vegetable seasoning that I was mentioning while I was at Acme. And add the chicken broth. So we'll let that cook and then we'll move forward to the meat portion or fake meat portion of this dish. So while the cauliflower rice is cooking, I am now going to be focusing on the meat portion of the stuffed pepper. So with that being said, the first thing you want to do is, of course, heat up the skillet and add some chopped onion and minced garlic. It's a chopped onion I just got from the store because I just like my life to be easy. I don't really enjoy laboring to eat. So let's heat this up and spread the oil. One medium-sized chopped onion. So I did about half of it. And then let's get the minced garlic, a teaspoon and a half. Let that cook for a little bit. It says 4 to 5 minutes. Some chopped up bell peppers. Let's just mix it all up. Some of the crushed tomatoes. And you really just need 2 to 3 teaspoons. Oh, with the, I'm not actually going to be using peanut butter. I'm going to be using some almond butter that apparently is flavored with cinnamon. With I need just 2 tablespoons. The meat. So I'm going to be using the entire container. And then we're going to stir it all up. In addition to the recommended seasonings, I'm actually going to be adding some more. So here's the smoked paprika. This will be the maple barbecue grill mates rub. The jerk seasoning, pinch supreme, which is supposed to be for salads. The noor that I love to add to everything. Yes, I said it was in the curry. So the coconut milk calls for how much? Calls for half a cup of coconut milk. So let's just get the coconut milk and pour half a cup. And you can just pour the coconut milk. Pour, pour, pour. This is going to cook. Then gotta add the curry, guys. Can't forget the curry. So this is smelling really good right now. And so I'm just going to let this cook, and then I'll be back when it is time to stuff the peppers. The next step, as you can see, this has cooked down really well. It's not dry at all. It has a nice consistency. The next step is actually to add the cooked rice. So my cooked rice is obviously cauliflower. It calls for about 2 cups of rice, which is essentially the size container. So I'm actually going to measure because I know you guys don't believe me. I'm going to take this and transfer it over there. And I'm probably going to add more because this is actually more cauliflower than the recipe. I'm sorry, more meat than the recipe actually calls for. So in the meantime, I'm going to preheat my oven to 375. I'm going to add some more cauliflower rice, probably another cup. So we'll just add a half. And mix so that every bite will have the meat substitute and the rice substitute. Everything's a substitute in this recipe. I'm actually going to add some more because I'm seeing that there's more areas that have meat than cauliflower. So I'm just going to add some more. This is why you cook 4 packets. That's why you go to Walmart, to make sure you can get the kind that you like and it smells amazing. So everything is gonna sit and mix together. The peppers, the cauliflower, the baked meat. Guys, so now we have the peppers and the lids that are all nice and cut up and ready to be filled. So I am going to deviate again from the recipe and do something a little bit different because I really like cheese and why not? So here we go. So I'm going to add so the first thing that I'm going to do is actually add some cheese to the bottoms of each container or pepper. The reason why is because who doesn't want a little bit of cheese at the bottom to enjoy if there's going to be some cheese at the top? So I just am going to put about a tablespoon of cheese at the bottom of each pepper. You take your pepper that's stuffed with cheese you take the rice cauliflower concoction. I'm going to turn this off because that's actually starting to get dry. And you stuff them, not too full because you're going to be adding some cheese. And then just pat it down. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys one more time. I don't think you need to watch me do every single one of these, just because I think everyone on my channel would be bored if they watched me stuff every single pepper. But there you have it. So just smush it all in so it's stuck at the bottom. And then I'll show you what I do with the lid. Alright guys, so now all of the peppers are stuffed. So now that all the peppers are stuffed, the next step to do is to cover all of the stuffed peppers with some cheese. So I'm just going to take some and literally just sprinkle the cheese on. Just a pro tip. When you are picking your peppers, make sure they stand in the grocery store. I'll show you why. Because if they don't stand, they're going to go slipping and sliding in the container. I am going to be using the loaf size baking pan and the pan size baking pan. This is to ensure that these babies do not fall over, and they're already proving to be slipping and sliding already, because that's what these peppers do. So 2 of them fit in that one. We're just going to add them to the container, to the pan, without it being greased, because they just get slippery and they fall over and then it turns into a mess. So the pan. So what you're now going to do, your oven is already set to 375. You're now going to take your peppers and pop them in the oven. Get the peppers. Pop it in. The 2 giant peppers. Pop them in. And we're now going to set this for, this is now going to cook for 30 to 45 minutes. So if you don't know your oven, I just recommend you do the lower number and then you check it at the lower number. If it's still not done, add more time. So let's set it to 30 minutes. We're gonna let it cook. What I'm gonna do with these lids. So I'm actually going to I'm going to stuff these as well. See? But that's okay. You can always deviate from the original recipe. These are all stuffed. And then we're going to sprinkle some cheese on top. We're going to cook these with the stuffed peppers. So we're going to pop these in the oven and cook them with the others, okay? Okay guys, so this is what the lids look like in the pan, and now I'm just gonna pop them in. Okay. Alright guys, I am super excited because the peppers are essentially done cooking in the oven, so I'm gonna take them out and then plate them and show you how amazing these look. So here are the stuffed peppers. I did them for 30 minutes and I think that's enough because they're starting to brown around the corners. So I'm going to let these cool off and I'm just going to let the toppers cook for an additional, I would say, let's do an additional just like 5 minutes just because they went in after. And once these cool down, I will show you how I plate them. Alright guys, so this is the final product, the final peppers. So essentially what I did is I took them out of the oven and I covered them with the chives that I showed you. In the center is some sour cream to add a little bit of condiment to the pepper. So here you have it, your wonderful cheesy keto vegetarian stuffed peppers. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Oh, and let me show you the lids. There go the lids as well, so you can add those as appetizers, or you can eat them together. I would say that one pepper is essentially enough. I don't think you really need more than that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with friends and family so that they can enjoy some low-carb, keto vegetarian dinners with you.